Hey, welcome to our online conversation. We're continuing the conversation we have with the founder of a website, what'syourprice.com. Also with Judy, a woman who has dated on the site, has been paid for going on a number of dates, 7 dates in all. And also Mike and Michael are joining us, who have paid for dates on the site. And Dr. Michelle Callahan, a relationship expert and psychologist. There were other comments. Who else wanted to say? Yeah.
Would you just walk to someone in the street and give them $100 and say, hey, do you want to go for coffee? How can you do it over the internet and still accept it to be acceptable in society?
You get to know them first. I actually talked to the girl I went out with on the phone. She got information about me to find out who I was so she could tell her friends when she came up to the date with me. So everything was kind of set up in advance to make sure she was comfortable as well as myself.
What are you looking for a woman on this site? I mean, is it physical? I mean, that's the primary thing.
I am a man. And I am interested in that, but that's not what I'm looking for initially. I mean, I want to get to know a person.
Well, also you have to look at the site too. It has various preferences where you're just casual dating, mutual benefit relationship, which you can interpret any way you want to.
So there's an actual place on the site for,
Yeah,
for a mutually beneficial relationship.
You know, some mutual benefit relationship. So that's what I put. So it's straightforward. I'm not really in for romance.
So so what's wrong with that? If he's saying he's willing to have, he's looking for a mutually beneficial relationship, if you have that on the site, that's clearly saying a monetary relationship with somebody.
I define that as a sugar daddy and a sugar baby relationship. So if he wants to be a sugar daddy and take a woman out to shop, and in exchange for that, have a relationship with her, that's perfectly fine.
So I don't get why you're upset. I'm taking Michael's side on this. I mean, not that I'm taking his side, but I mean, just in terms of him being kicked off the site, I mean, if you have a thing set up for sugar daddies and sugar babies.
Yeah, I think it's mutual benefit.
Mutual benefit. How is that not a form of prostitution? So
well, if there's a relationship involved and there are feelings involved, then that's not relationship. That is actually not prostitution.
Okay.
The problem is there's a clear line between that.
Okay.
Well, my first comment is for you two guys. If you keep saying that you don't have the time to date, you don't have the time to date. Well, I mean, I know how Facebook works with me. If I get on 15 minutes, it ends up, 2 hours. And that's enough time to go out and meet somebody traditionally without having to pay, in my opinion.
I mean, there's lots of busy people in the world who manage to find time to go on a date or at least develop a relationship on the phone with somebody.
Right,
Where am I going to meet somebody like that? Where am I going to meet people?
Right.
Single mom in Idaho. I work, I go home, and even now that I'm in Greenwich, Connecticut, I'm a flight attendant. I go and work, and I come home. I'm new to the area. I don't know anybody at all. So where am I going to meet somebody?
Well, Dr. Callahan, what about that? There are a lot of women who would say just that same thing. It's very difficult to meet guys.
We're all having a difficult time meeting people, but I would say, whether it's romantically or friends or whatever, but what I would say is that when you go to a site like this where men, you're saying it's sort of created for nerds to get dates, you're going to meet a certain type of guy, and you may not want to limit yourself to just that type of guy. The kind of guy who needs to pay for a date may or may not be the ideal guy for you. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's a higher quality person, but maybe for some people's perspective, it's not a higher quality.
It's a resource. You don't rely on one thing exclusively. It's just a resource, a tool that you can use, and you can use it to your benefit, or you can just write it off and say it's not my thing.
But if she's really looking for love, but then she's saying, but at the same time there's this conflict of trying to work and make money off the dates, then somebody who's really looking for love comes to meet her, and then she's like, well, I'm just here to get paid.
No, that's not. Initially that's kind of what I was thinking, but I'm mainly on it because I want to find somebody. I figure, why not get paid to do it?
All right.
I needed some financial help.
Judy, you said that you were originally from Idaho, moved to Greenwich, and no one knew you. Wouldn't you use that as like an advantage to yourself, that you can go out and be someone different and meet new people and not have a background that no one knows you of?
Where am I going to go? I'm a single gal.
There's a lot of places to go.
I don't drink.
You don't have to go out. You can go to a bar and not drink.
I don't really want the quality of men that are going to be.
Hang out and see if someone's there.
You might benefit from some hobbies, like join some social clubs, some groups, make some new friends, involved with other professional, organizations that have social events. So you
I mean, a
don't
lot of
feel
people
so
meet
much
at church
pressure.
organizations or
Yeah.
social organizations or.
But we don't want people to feel desperate, like if you're having difficulty getting a date or finding someone that you have to use a date where you have to pay someone to get a date. We really do have to push the boundaries to teach people better social skills for dating, but then also to make people feel encouraged and inspired to go out and interact with people. It's
There's
okay.
a lot of women who would love a nerdy guy. I mean, I don't. Speaking as a nerd myself, I don't want to. There's a lot of us nerds out there. I don't think it's all as bleak as Brandon is painting it.
I
And a lot
personally,
of the sites have fake profiles. Like if I'm a guy who signs up, some of these sites will send you, it's like 2 minutes after you sign up, you get an email, and it's usually a fake profile or something because they want you to keep paying money to be on that site. With this site, I've never experienced that.
I see.
So that's
Brandon,
a little
are
bit
you in a
different.
relationship now?
I am in a relationship for about 2 years now.
For about 2 years. Did you meet from a site?
Well, I met her while interviewing her for a job, but that said, I have been
That's a
through
whole
lot.
other HR issue. I'm not even going to get into it. We got to go. Again, thank you to all coming on. You all express yourselves really well. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching our extra webcast on AngleSecurity.com. Let us know what you think.